Hello guys, what's going on? Welcome to a 3v3 random map game right here. We've got the 3 TyRanT guys versus the 3 international team members. Should be a good one. Looking forward to seeing how it goes down. We've not done a 3v3 on the channel for a little while, I don't believe. So let's introduce the players, see who we've got. Down here over to the sort of south, the east of the map in the orange. We have got Bagiofro, TyRanT backed, playing as the Persians. Up to his north, in the pocket position for the TyRanT guys, we've got Fire playing as the Teutons. And up to the very north of the map, in the green, we have got Slam playing as the Aztecs, making up the TyRanT team here up to the north and the east of the map. Just thinking about it, actually, trying to think where these guys are from. We've really got a huge mix of players in this game, and we'll go through and think about where they're actually from in the world after we've introduced the other team. In the flank position at the northwest of the map, we have Cy James playing as the Aztecs in the blue. In their pocket position, we have Vietnam Human in yellow playing as the Persians, aka ACCM apparently. And down to the very south of the map, in the hot pink, we have got POZ Mundi playing as the Teutons. So as I was saying, a pretty mixed bag of guys here, all over the world. I mean, let's think about this. We've got Bagiofro from Vietnam, we've got Fire from Brazil, we've got Slam from Canada, we've got James XX from... is it James XX? I can't remember his other name. He's changed it. But from China, we've got Vietnam Human, obviously from Vietnam as well, and POZ Mundi, who I believe is from Hong Kong. Don't quote me on that, may be wrong. But yeah, I mean, that's a real mix of guys. And also a real mix of civilizations as well. Persians, Teutons, and Aztecs. Pretty interesting stuff. All civilizations that are fairly slow to get going, aside from perhaps the Aztecs. But yeah, it should be a good game. And whilst things are getting going, I'm going to apologize in advance if some commotion happens or something falls off my wall. I have added in some sound paneling now. Some of you guys were saying before, it sounds like you're recording in a bathroom. What's with that? It's because the room that I'm in has very little furniture. So I bought some not insulation foam, what am I on about? I bought some acoustic foam, which is attached to the walls. However, it's not attached very well. So it may fall off mid-recording, in which case I'll stop the video and continue from when I manage to get foam out of my face. So fingers crossed it won't fall off. And if you actually want to read a little bit more about it and see the recording space that that I now have set up, which I think looks pretty cool, then you can have a look at that. There's some pictures on my blog, which will be, of course, in the description below. So maybe after this video, you want to see where I record my videos, you want to see the new fancy wall paneling that I bought to make the sound quality better, then check it out. Now let's see, who have we got on the flank here? We've got James in the blue playing as the Aztecs, of course, and we've got Slam also playing as the Aztecs. So we can be pretty sure that we're going to see some drushing action at the north of the map. Now, whether we see that at the bottom or not, I don't know. Teutons, well, I guess there's not really a whole lot wrong with them doing a drush, but in this position, Bagiofro and Mundi actually fairly far apart in comparison to Slam and James up at the north of the map. So Aztecs, pretty common practice to see a drush. Of course, with the extra gold that they have at the start, they can field this 5 militia rather than the 3. But we will see what's going to go on with that. But look at this deer patch back here for Slam. He's actually got 6 deer. He's sending over some hunters now. And I actually think that's a very good idea. Obviously, if he's doing a drush, he's going to be wanting to get a little bit more food in. But whoa, can I not count or something? Where did all these extra deer come from? From behind the trees, because I still haven't put Pussywood back on. He's actually got 8 deer back here, which is fantastic for him. That's a real stroke of luck. And look at this, he's got 3 deer at the front as well. So I don't know what's going on with Slam's map, but he has just hit the jackpot in terms of deer. He's also got a back gold as well, which is very nice for him, though his wood could be in a better position. His wood's probably seen better days. Yeah, kind of on these OACs, it's not ideal. But all this extra food, I mean, Slam would be mad not to drush in this situation, as would not ACCM, James even, who is sticking up a barracks at the front here, trying to make a little bit of a forward wall off, as he does actually have a forward goal. So perhaps best for him to get aggressive anyway. And we'll keep an eye out on stuff here. I did just hear a barracks going up for Bad Jofro though, which means a drush from him as well. Mundy, on the other hand, while I'm not seeing any barracks going down just yet, he is taking the deer at the back here. Again, he'd be pretty mad not to. They are right next to his berries, which is just, again, a very good stroke of luck for him. But Mundy definitely seems to be going for more of a fast feudal here, with 21 population feudal time, which is one less than you would perhaps expect, but maybe he is aware of this drush coming in. No, he's not. He's not even scouted outside of his base, which is surprising. But either way, he should be up to feudal in a good time. Bad Jofro hasn't sent the militia over just yet, so Mundy, got to be careful. Could end up getting caught with his pants down, but because he's gone up on 21 instead of 22, he is marginally faster up to the feudal age, might be able to get up and defend in a good time. Slam and James at the top here, not really doing much with their drush yet either. Obviously waiting on those 5 militia, which does take a little longer. Slam falling slightly behind in terms of military production. But as I say, I mean, look at this. 8 deer, what could go wrong? He could even push these front deer towards his TC with his scout, with his eagle, if he so desires. But at the moment, he is scouting James out, and let's have a look what he can see. Does he see the barracks? No, he does not. But metagame would probably lead him to make assumptions about the drush that is on the way over right now. So we'll see if that manages to do any damage. Bad Jofro, meanwhile, coming in at the south of the map as well, heading over to Mundy, and in fact, maybe even ACCM. He's going to Mundy. So we'll keep an eye on both of them. For James here, better positioning overall. Slam does not have his Eagle Warrior nearby. But he has got the help here of Fire, and of course ACCM coming in as well to help out. Slam then going to go back to his hill, does not want to fight uphill here, as that will be guaranteed death to his militia, and yeah, he's caught out, his Eagle Warrior way out of position there, and Slam going to want to get back to safety. Obviously, this extra scout coming in, and Slam, wow, even adding in an extra militia here, I believe. Yeah, he's gone up for 6 instead of the standard 5, which means he did take some gold here, look, which is unusual. Getting population capped as well, and he's not clicked up to feudal yet. So Slam having a little bit of a messy start to the game. Meanwhile, at the south of the map, Bad Jofro is just about to come in. But up here, Slam managing to get better trades so far. He's managed to get 3 militia down for his 2. But of course, that could still change around very quickly. It's 3 for 3. Scout goes down for Fire. And ACCM's buggering off with 1 health. I think Slam's going to be able to defend now. He has got an extra militia out, remember. But that's really kind of caught him out a little bit. He's going up to fuel in just a second's time. But I think James is probably already going to be up. Whoa, okay. He's not. Ah, there we go. He cancelled that villager. And there we go. They are fairly close. Slam going to be slower up. Obviously, he did add that extra militia in as well. Meanwhile, south of the map, Bad Jofro's coming in. He's going to get a villager for sure. Mundy then not able to do that quick wall off like he had hoped. And he has been totally caught out. He is in the feudal now, though, getting a couple of scouts out. But he has lost a villager, and that has put him at a disadvantage. And he may lose more if he's not careful. The scouts coming out of the stable now. And Bad Jofro going to be trying to focus fire. 1 villager down. He's moving out of the way with his scout, of course. Does not want to lose that, but could have got that villager if he focused it down. As Bad Jofro here just trying to micro away from harm, away from trouble. He's probably going to get cleared up, but if he can take a unit down with him as well, then all the better. The more the merrier. So we've got a little bit of a team war going on already. Bad Jofro on Fire here, walling up right across the front even, right the way across the front. James perhaps trying to come up with a little bit of a team wall over here as well. A lot of palisades going down for him. Slam actually is sending a little bit of a counter back to him after surviving that initial drush. Probably not going to get a villager, but definitely going to disrupt this gold. And for James, that is very unfortunate. Could even lose this one. Wow. Yeah, he's not going to chase that. But definitely disrupting the gold at any rate. Reducing the health on these guys is always a problem as well, as they're just so much easier to pick off later on. And James is not fully walled, so he's going to be fairly defensive for a little while, I feel. As Slam now just up to the feudal age as well. The pockets probably just booming away nicely. They will be up to the castle age in just a second's time. There we go. Vietnam Human up to castle age now. Fire on the way up as well. But the pockets still fighting away. And looks like Mundy has been very defensive so far, dealing with Bad Jofro in his base. Try to send out a little bit of a counter with these 2 scouts. But come on, 2 scouts? Not really going to do a whole lot. He needs to get them together with the 3. And at this rate, they could just be going straight to Slam, to be honest with you, because Fire's walled up and there are spearmen patrolling. So Slam, in fact, actually going to go straight down with the fast castle here. He's kind of got James a little bit on the defensive, as I say, harassing this gold spot, and you can see quite clearly. James with the 7 villagers on the gold there, he's going for a 2-range push, and that is exactly what he's moving into with this second range coming up now. But he too is going up to the castle age as well. So it's not like either James or Slam are going to be kind of caught out with archers in their base very quickly. Both of them going to go for that drush fast castle. Mundy though is actually the score leader at the moment. I'm wondering why that is. He is still feudal. He is, well, he made a couple of scouts, so we kind of expect that to be the case, but he's not done any damage with them. In fact, he's the one to incur damage, take damage. In actual fact, he's stonewalling up. Interesting, market going down. Perhaps we'll see a little bit of a sling then from Mundy. You know, stone walls, the market, it's an indicator of a sling, potential for a sling. He's nearly fully walled. So we got to keep an eye out on that. Vietnam Human here, up to the castle age, he's playing as the Persians, of course. So a sling to the Persian player could definitely be troublesome. Extra knights coming out, going to be a real pain to deal with. And, well, Fire's a little slower up to the castle age now as well. And we've got a Teuton in the pocket for the TyRanT team. So it would be Teutons versus Persians in terms of the pocket fighting. Now, I would say the Persians had the advantage because they can field the camels, but don't forget that the Teutons do have that farm, the cheaper farms, making their boom very, very good indeed, saving them a lot of wood overall, and all of that stuff. So the Teutons of the Persians, it could be a close one. It depends if Vietnam Human decides to go camels. Indeed, he is. Gonna go for the mix, I think. It seems like the camel and knight mix will be the case. And if he is indeed going to be receiving a sling, then Vietnam Human could be pretty deadly. Perhaps wanting to focus down on Slam here, get the Aztec player weakened and get them out quickly, because Aztecs in a team game can cause the game to be ended quite prematurely if you allow them to do a fast Imperial and get those eagles out. So we've got a pretty much 3v1 situation against Slam now, and I feel pretty sorry for him. My heart goes out to good old Slam as he gets 3 enemies teaming up. Obviously Fire though going to be able to come to the rescue a little bit. We'll be adding in some knights, I imagine. Yeah, we got knights coming out from Fire, and I think when Slam sees the 3 enemies at his gates, he's probably going to be calling for help, in which case Fire is going to be heading over there. We've got Bad Jofro Castle now as well, some knights coming out for him, but that's not really going to help him out against the stone walls of Mundy, who is just adding in a stable now, in fact, so perhaps it's not going to be a sling after all, as Mundy does research bloodlines and gets himself scale barding armor and a second stable, which is obviously indicative of knights to be coming out. But yeah, Slam's in a bit of trouble here. Breached, his walls are breached. He's denied this gold, and I say it was a back gold, it's more a side gold, isn't it? But yeah, this is nasty for him. Villagers going down 2 already. Third one and counting. Tower going up in that wood line. That's a pain because that's going to delay his second and third town center significantly, which is what the Aztec player really needs and what they want. And obviously for Slam here, he's up against Crossbow, up against Knights as well. And that's quite difficult. So Slam, bad position for him. Losing 4, maybe 5 villagers already. That's a 6th actually. And man, this is not going well. For Slam, 33 population for him against the 50 of James. They are the same civilization, remember. So you can see the immediate effect that rush has had. And well, not really getting any action from Mundy in there, but it was only scouts that he had to offer anyway. Here comes Fire though, and he will clean up some of these crossbows, which is definitely fortunate, but Slam now fielding skirmishers to counter the crossbows. Really not ideal when you've got Knights in your base. Obviously Knights will tear up the skirms, but of course against these crossbows, these skirmishers will be able to do significant damage. So yeah, Slam's in a bit of a pickle. He hasn't got that second town centre up yet, and James has got his second up now. Third town centre perhaps on the way fairly soon, but we'll check back on that in just a moment's time as Slam repels things for now, because we've got a bit of action going down in the south here. We've got Bad Geothro mixing in the Camels and Knights, pretty expected stuff there in fact, and we've got Mundy adding in some Knights as well. And Bad Geothro now, maybe having a tough time defending. Sorry about that, that was my phone. And has finished work early. That is something. She's probably going to be texting me like, why aren't you replying to my messages? Why aren't you replying to me? You hate me. No, I'll just mute my phone so that does not go off again if she texts me again. Sorry guys. So where were we? Yes. Second TC going up for Bad Geothro, opting to quickly get those Knights out. Vietnam Human, 3 TCs already. Definitely having a good game so far. Got to keep an eye out on where those dudes are going though. Once again, James is inside of Slam's base, doing some damage. Giving Slam the D. And well, you have to retreat because Fire's here to help for now. But this is the problem. You really want your pocket player to be harassing the other flanks, not defending your own flanks if at all possible, because this is where you have problems for the TyRanT team now, as Vietnam Human can start, you know, picking and choosing even where he wants to go and pick the fight. So, you know, they're inside Slam's base, Fire's here, he's going to leave some Knights here to help probably, and meanwhile Vietnam Human can just 2v1 Bad Geothro on the right side with Mundy. So they kind of have these options available to them. Having that map control is always fantastic, but for now it seems like Vietnam Human opting for a little bit more of a boom and adding in that third stable to really kick up production. Once he's really got a stable economy, once he can make sure he can keep those villagers pumping out from all 3 town centres, and that's really the priority for him at the moment. Though saying that, all 3 TCs are indeed idle. There we go, queuing them up. So yeah, priority for him at the moment now, obviously getting those TCs running. He's got enough farms to do that, so adding in that third stable now will mean that he can get some extra military production very shortly. Nice though to see Slam and Fire pushing back a little bit here. James perhaps stepping off the gas a little bit on the military production once again, as I say, just to get those 3 TCs up and running. It takes quite a bit of resource to do that. Obviously, significant amount of wood on the farms, significant amount of villagers to get the food in. And James just have to fight this one on 2v1. Slam trying to get some revenge, I imagine now, with perhaps a Mangonel coming out. Nothing just yet, though he can afford it. So we'll see what he queues up. Okay, it's going to be a battering ram to get down these walls, I imagine. But with James putting up a siege workshop of his own, perfect timing to do so. And if he goes for a Mangonel, then that is going to be great, because Mangonel will counter the battering ram quite nicely. Of course, the battering ram being the cheaper option. Good for taking down the walls, but much harder to protect overall. But Vietnam Human coming in now as well. and these guys got to be very careful. Slam's got +2 attack, but we'll stack up Vietnam Human against Fire. They both got Bloodlines. Fire with the extra upgrade of attack. Both of them with +1 defense, but yeah, Slam's gonna get cut to bits here by these knights, and Fire does not have enough knights here to fight Vietnam Human either. So again, Fire's probably gonna have to be helping out over here a little more. This is getting very difficult for these guys, and TyRanT looking a little bit concerning. Wow, Mundi, that's a lot of knights coming in from Mundi here, and again, Slam just getting pummeled, 3v1 almost. As Mundi sends some units in as well. It makes a lot of sense. You kind of don't want the other Aztec player getting Imperial and starting that Eagle Warrior rush. So obviously if they can get James to that position sooner rather than later, that is good. Anyway, Mundi going to come in now to Slam. And, well, yeah, Slam's, again, really got very little here at all, and Fire's got to come back to help. There's no other option. What is Bad Jofro doing? Getting out some monks, playing reasonably defensively, it seems. Not really a whole lot of units out. More camels on the way for him. Again, lacking a few upgrades here. Only +1 defense for now. And, well, Bad Jofro's doing a little bit of a weird thing with the houses or outside of Mundi's base. I don't get that. But either way, he's got to go and defend over at Slam's base. Slam, he's only just getting up his 3rd TC. Compare that to James, who's had his 3rd up for quite some time, and he's going to be clicking up to the Imperial Age any second now. In fact, he is going to click up literally this second. Does he have his 2nd Castle Age building? He does now. There we go. He's going to click up, and Slam, meanwhile, only just getting his 3rd TC. So James is in a fantastic position, and this is not looking promising for TyRanT at all. It really is not, because James now really going to be able to put the pressure on, damage these guys, ecos if they've got any holes in the walls. Once you start adding in those barracks and going for the eagles, it's pretty standard stuff to expect. And that is why, by pressuring the Aztec players, you can ensure that you kind of get to the late game, where civs like the Teutons and the Persians really excel. Yeah, this is really nasty for Slam here. He can't take this gold at the moment, which is horrible, and he doesn't have a lot more option, because that is his main gold out here on the right, and he doesn't have a gold in the back either. So yeah, he can't get out here at the front. It's not going to happen. But it looks like we may either have a big fight here with Fire and Bad Jofro, or Vietnam Human and James are going to retreat. We'll see what happens. It's everybody on Slam at the moment. Just everybody is over there. So that's pretty nasty. That is pretty nasty. Apologies if you can hear that moped in the background. I don't know why people buy mopeds. They sound like absolute arse, and they drive around at 15 miles an hour because that's about their top speed, making so much noise, and they just look like idiots. Sorry if you drive a moped, but that's my opinion of mopeders. It's around here anyway. It's really bad. They're so loud. I cannot tell you how annoying it is when I'm trying to record a video, you know. Anyway, so even Mundi is over here still with these knights. +1 defense, +1 attack. Surprised he went for the attack, to be honest. Obviously, if he's doing raiding, the +2 defense will be much better at keeping them alive. But again, he's against camels here, and well, Bad Jofro equal upgrades, so camels will whistle them down in time. Mundi gonna get away, and seems like he's getting ready to put pressure onto Bad Jofro on the right side, but there we go. James is now into the Imperial Age, and look at that already, getting those barracks up, did not mess around. The Elite Eagle Warrior probably gonna be on the way fairly soon. And I mean, that's pretty impressive. Good timing indeed for him. He can. Where's the Elite Eagle upgrade? Come on. It's coming any second, I'm telling you. Yeah, it could even be the case now that they send James some resource, and there's certainly no real reason not to. Vietnam Human getting up to the Imperial Age as well. Great time for him, but then again, he has been untouched the entire game. And James still not getting that Elite Eagle upgrade yet, spending a ton of food here on, of course, more villagers and more eagles. But they are going to be a real pest. They are going to be a real nuisance once that elite upgrade gets done. But if Bad Joe do a little bit of damage here now, that would be good, while these guys are not really very well upgraded. Slam could even turn around and do some good damage as well, because these guys are not elite. And now they're elite. So, suddenly, tides are going to turn. And look at that. James just absolutely shredding Badgerfro to bits. And he's going to set his sights even further now, as he's probably moving straight back over to Slam, who has already had a bit of a beating this game. So I feel really bad for him. Fire now Imperial as well. Teutons, of course, we can expect to see upgrades to Cavalier and eventually Paladin if we get that far. But it's fair to say that the other team, the non-Tyrant team here, definitely have a really good advantage at this stage. Let's just see if they can hold on to it and keep it up. Bad Geothro now Imperial as well. And this is where it gets exciting. I really like post-Imperial Wars with the Teutons and the Persians. They have a really nice variety of units. We've got a few monks out here as well, which is always good. And we may see some Teutonic Knights, we may see some gunpowder coming in, which would be fantastic. Especially, of course, if they're having to deal with these guys, which is basically just, you're going to have to get some gunpowder out somewhere along the lines. Otherwise, Elite Eagle Warriors are going to be the death of you. But yeah, Slam at the moment, going to lose this TC to Eagle Warriors alone, it seems. And they're just going to go ahead and raid, and Slam is just open to it all. Vietnam Human coming in as well with these Cavalier. It's really, really horrible for him, let's be honest. Wow, James even going into Fire now as well, as Fire's trying to get his castle up, but if James is good with his micro, he's going to prevent it from happening entirely, managing to pull those villagers away. And yeah, this is looking great. This is why you have to shut the Aztec player down early in team games, because suddenly this huge stream of elite eagles just going to be spamming across the map, and they're going to be hitting every place possible they can get their grubby spears on. Mundi, looks like Mundi's still castle for now. He's just about to hit Imperial actually, and that is just going to make it even more advantageous to the other team here, the non-Tyrant team. I haven't really given them a team name, I probably should do that. Also as well, this map control they're gaining is going to be fantastic. Slam now, of course, being the weakest link for the Tyrant guys, does mean that getting trade up is going to be quite difficult. Where are they going to put the trade now if they've lost Slam's base, or if it's unsafe? They're going to have to put it in the back of Fire's base, and then they don't have very far to trade at all. Whilst the other team, of course, can get their trade going, and they're already starting to set that up now in this bottom or this far west corner. Meanwhile, yeah, James coming in with Vietnam Human in the center, ACCM, and that castle's still not going up for Fire. And now Fire is open on the front as well, which does mean more Eagles coming in, more Cavalier coming in, and Vietnam Human may even be on the way up to Paladin. It's on 78%. Of course, Fire just out of position all of this time because he's trying to be helping Slam out all this time. We've even got Mundi coming in now as well with some Halberdier for backup. And that is a pretty big death ball right there. Even though we don't have a lot of siege in here yet, that is a pretty big death ball. And there's more on the way as well. Gosh, I feel sorry for these guys. They are getting absolutely wrecked at the moment. And Slam, I don't know how he's going to get back into this, really. Putting up a 4th TC, but he cannot contribute to the military at this stage. Paladin is now done for ACCM, Vietnam Human, and Fire's still got Cavalier. It's 3v1 in Fire's base, just as I say that, Fire gets Paladin, but still, it's 3v1 in Fire's base. Where is Bad Geothro? That is the question. Well, he's starting to get up some hand cannons, albeit a little bit late, and albeit out of position. He needs to bring them back to salvage Fire's base here, but if Fire loses this mass of Paladins, which, let's be honest, looks fairly likely if Mundi is to bring his Halberdiers in here, but even without the Halberdier, he's likely to lose them, then that is going to be pretty much game over, I feel. I mean, the average score difference, almost 2,000 now, as these guys start to really just solidify that lead. Like I said before, once the Aztec player gets in, and then obviously once the rest follow through, it just becomes more and more difficult. Entirely, it's just, wow. Fire's really struggling now, losing a lot of his farmland here, losing just a lot of everything. He's not going to keep Paladin production up for long at this rate, because he's going to be out of resources. Wow, okay, maybe not. He's got a lot more than I actually thought, but even so, he's actually stopped production, so that's it. Slam's resigned. I guess the other guys are going to be shortly following. Yeah, there's Badgerfro gone, and Fire as well. Good game, very well played by our team on the left here. Really nicely focused down on Slam. Obviously, Slam there, it doesn't matter if you're the best player in the world. I don't think even if Slam was the Viper or Doubt or anyone, he would have been able to deal with that very well. Obviously, 2v1 situation from the Castle Age onwards, even 3v1 at one stage, it doesn't matter how good you are, that is difficult to deal with. And, you know, no eco-harassment to ACCM at all. Mundi didn't have a whole lot of eco-harassment the entire game either. James as well, just untouched because that pressure was on from the word go. And James was able to get those Eagle Warriors in quickly, gut out Slam space, and once they 3v1'd Fire as well, I mean, that's just it, really. So thanks for watching, guys. As usual, I've been Zach. Don't forget to click a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time.